Hello, everybody. This is a segment on some of the characters in University on Watch. I'm getting a lot of questions after people have read University on Watch, and Small Fingernails too, about some of the characters and who they are, and do I still speak with these folks? How do these folks really contribute to the illness I have, and do these people create problems for me? Did they help me? Was it clear in the book? All right, so let's talk about all of that. So, for starters, I'd like to look at the McDaggett character. Now, if anybody has seen RoboCop 3, McDaggett is the name of the rehab team leader. His name was McDaggett. Now, McDaggett was charged with the relocation of the people of Delta City, all the inhabitants. And if you saw the movie RoboCop 3, there was in Cadillac Heights, there was a major pushback where I believe it was Officer Reeves, Captain Reeves, whatever his name was, finally overthrew or defeated McDaggett. What does this have anything to do with University on Watch? It has a lot to do with University on Watch, okay? Okay? Now listen. So, the reason why I chose McDaggett for this character is, the name for this character, is because largely in University on Watch, we run into the McDaggett character at first when he leads the charge in New London and Liberty to try to save me, or whatever he was trying to do. Well, if we look at the chapter really starts out with McDaggett comes in with a couple of my friends, and he wants to try to figure out what's going on with me. But it really, instead of looking for me or trying to help or really evaluating the situation for what it was, he goes to the house I used to live in when I'm not there, sends a bunch of emails from the other side of town while he's in town with me. Mind you, he lives 3 hours away, but came all the way up to New London University and Liberty and started sending emails. And a lot of these emails were very hostile. Some of them called for me to appear at small claims court. They talked about me having threatening behavior in the past and that I could be a danger. Well, if anybody knows anything about people with mental health disorder, not only are they not really usually the people that cause danger to other people, they're usually the people that are victims, and that's exactly what I was. I was a victim. And not only was I a victim, when I read these emails, I was frightened. You think I wanted to go and speak to my friends then? No, not at all. I wanted to stay as far away from these people as possible, lest they call the police and contesting admission would be over. My whole campaign on campus would be finished because of the assistance of my friends that sent a whole bunch of emails instead of going out in person, face to face, looking for me and maybe giving me some emotional support or any sort of space to hear me and what was going on. Any face to face contact would have been helpful. Instead, I read a whole bunch of emails that were very hostile. That's the McDaggett character. So again, why McDaggett? Well, when McDaggett in RoboCop 3 went to go and relocate the people of Delta City, so did McDaggett go to the house I used to live in and talk about the relocation of my person, Jay Peters, or Jacques Peters, on the other side of town, and talk about how he really has no place. And I believe that was a quote from his email. He has no place at Seminary Avenue, so he shouldn't be at Seminary Avenue. Well, that's McDaggett for you. The people of Delta City don't belong in their city anymore. Maybe they should go someplace else. So that's McDaggett. Also, McDaggett was surly. He was nasty. He was an ominous figure. And so really was the McDaggett in life. Really the mouthpiece of the group, not really anyone of true genuine character, not someone who you really go to for any sort of support. No, this is a person that you go to when you want dirty work done. And that's what McDaggett was in RoboCop 3. He did the dirty work for OCP. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So that's why McDaggett is used as a name. So I've also hear a lot about the Kim character and why what happened there. So in the book, at the very beginning, I go to Kim for help. I say, Kim, I'm going to need your help. And at the very end of Small Fingernails, too, we launch into this conversation with Kim, how I pleaded, because I knew in my head I wasn't well. I knew something was happening to me. I'm going to need help. And initially, I received physical help by dragging my dying body to the hospital. But really, in terms of my recovery and any sort of relationship afterwards, was really very vague and unclear. So that's why I gave the name Kim, really sort of an androgynous name, for really an androgynous relationship. Usually we think of gender, but really when I think of androgynous, I think of it as a very obfuscated and unclear relationship. And also, to be fair, there was a lot of talk in the group a lot of the time, whether, depending on how we saw Kim's character in life. We evaluate each other and talk about each other's character. He really could have went either way, and really did. He was a weak person, very, very weak. He sort of went the way of the tide. And when there was a tide, McDaggett would be that mouthpiece that spoke for it. But Kim really went along. It wasn't until the Jonas character, which we see in the Visitors chapter, that really someone takes some has some metal about them and really sees my situation for what it is and goes into the hospital and says, we want to see you get better. And there's Kim there, androgynous Kim, all snarly and talking about what happened and his side of it. Still, there was no side. There's no side to schizophrenia. No side at all. Just disorder and chaos. And the Kim character not only contributed to that chaos, but really prolonged my recovery and any sort of intervention to help. And that's why I think Kim is given this sort of androgynous name, because we still don't know why he didn't help. We just don't know. But again, this has been a little character expose of University on Watch, Small Fingernails. There's been a lot of talk of this Shagwell, Beast of Burden, that really was the maniacal character in Small Fingernails that came and went, in any state of Shagwell that we thought would loom forever, dissipated during the Patrick Revolution. But that's Small Fingernails, and this is University on Watch, and enjoy the reading. Thank you, Jay Peters.